buy you honey buns and rum and you never give me none. I say you look pretty and all you tell me that I am so silly. Do you love me? Do you love me when I mention her? Baby, you look at me crazy. I then remember we can never have a baby if you keep being lazy. You want Prada and Gucci to look like a hoochie. I say let's save so we can have a brighter day. You then threaten me that you're gonna get with your manager Dave. On's a girl, you know how to fill me with rage. Do you love me? Do you love me? Hey, where do you go from here? It seems like you have no fear that I may disappear. You know what I am done, and give me my damn honey bun. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? I buy you honey buns and rum and you never give me none. I say you look pretty and all you tell me that I am so silly. So silly. Do you love me? Do you love me when I mention her? Baby, you look at me crazy. I then remember we can never have a baby if you keep being lazy. Yeah. You want Prada and Gucci to look like a hoochie. I say let's save so we can have a brighter day. You then threaten me that you're gonna get with your manager Dave. And girl, you know how to fill me with rage. Do you love me? Do you love me? Where do you go from here? It seems like you have no fear that I may disappear. You know what I am done, and give me my damn honey bun. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you? I buy you honey buns and rum and you never give me none. I say you look pretty and all you tell me that I am so silly. So silly. Do you love me? Do you love me when I mention her? Baby, you look at me crazy. I really remember we can never have a baby if you keep being lazy. You want Prada and Gucci to look like a hoochie. I say let's save so we can have a brighter day. You then threaten me that you gon' get with your manager Dave. Girl, you know how to fill me with rage. Do you love me? Ooh, do you love me? Where do you go from here? It seems like you have no fear that I may disappear. You know what I am done, and give me my damn honey bun. Do 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 do.
I'm talking and talking, and I'm on mute. What's up, everybody? How you doing? What's up, Cheryl Spoiler Burnett? What's up, Outspoken One? I saw you over there, Castro, antagonizing that man. I'm just joking. I don't know if you was antagonizing him or not. I saw you over there. What's up, Ron P? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I'm loud because I have to, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep responding and responding and responding because you're not gonna sit up here and lie on my motherfucking name. What's up, Sincere Saida? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. As I was saying, because we talk about real world news and the mess, because you would die. Oh, if you only paid attention to the mess on here, you would die and be misinformed. So I feel like I need to be a conduit. Yes, a conduit to let people know what's going on in the fake world and the real world. Um, what's up? So what's up, Philly T? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. What's up, Illumin Negro? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Child, they talking about Air Force One had to do a U-turn. Air Force One had to do a U-turn because it was having some onboard electrical problems. Now watch, they're gonna push for that jet that's being donated by Saudi Arabia, or they said the Qatari the Qatari jet that was being donated to them. So, they said all the issues that have plagued Air Force One in recent years as Trump forced to return. Child. I want to say more than that, but I can't. Imagine if somebody sitting there trying to sabotage Air Force One and take him out. Child. Let me get into it real quick. Thank y'all for being here. It's damn y'all here. Like, do y'all sleep? I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, but you gotta understand. If I'm able to pull people in the listen, we had hundreds and hundreds of people in the middle of the night in the heyday. I want to first tell people, listen, I pulled the plug to my own show. Okay, I want people to know I pulled the plug to my own show. There were two things that I did right that I knew I had to do for my own sanity, but also because of Mama YouTube. Okay, no, actually, there's three things. There's two things I did, and there's one thing that happened. Okay, my heyday. Let me tell you how. Because some people don't know how Avatar Nation started. They think it started with some buffoon, blind, drunk, bald headed, lying about his age, as Negro that sat next to me. No, Avatar Nation started solo. Avatar Nation started so low. There was no co-host. There was never an idea of a co-host. I didn't know nobody named a fruit or a dessert. It was only Sir King. And I started out on Prism. If you know Prism, then you know you can't never have no co-hosting option on there. Okay, so let's get it. Let's get it first and foremost. And it became Avatar. This shit happened because of Fire Babe. I was hopping on panels to panels, and then Fire Babe tried to lead this blackout movement of me and well primarily me. It's like y'all don't even know this person. Why you even let him on y'all? Da, da, da. So people started to black me out. That was the whole thing that happened with me and Brianna. Somebody got in Brianna's ear was like, "Stop allowing him on your stage. We don't want him on your stage." Blah 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 blah. So that's how everything happened, right? It was on Prism. So then at that time, around that time, StreamYard came into effect, right? So no, I'm wrong. No, StreamYard happened before that, right? StreamYard happened because StreamYard allowed me to start hitting links because Google Hangouts was being phased out by Google. Google was like, we're no longer going to support Google Hangouts. And that's the way everybody was hitting links at that time was Google Hangouts. Then StreamYard came and everybody started using StreamYard. Okay. Just to give y'all a history lesson. And then I went on Prism to start doing my lives. Okay. Then I went over and started doing my own show on StreamYard. So that's the history. It never started out as no plan to have nobody on my stage. Okay. Let me acknowledge some people because some more people have dropped down. So I want to give y'all acknowledgement. What's up, Diva D? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Um, yes, sure. Warning comes before destruction. You're absolutely right. Ron P says, yes, Sir King pulled back from lots of drama content on purpose. He keeps telling people that over and over. Yes, they just don't want to believe it, though. They don't want to believe it. Okay. So what's up, Beans and Cornbread? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Um, knowing the government they cheat. Well, knowing he the president, he should he should he you see what he did to the White House and the West Wing and all that other stuff. So he could definitely put it towards the airplane. But anyway, so this I want to just give y'all no, I'm going to give y'all educational listen. Okay, there are two things. Avatar Nation was such a movement and such a force that they sit up here and were trying to go whatever they do. They tried to put a narrative on me, say I was disrespectful towards women, all this stuff, but it didn't work. Then Brianna and Pizarro and ODS try to intimidate people not to come to my live. They even said if I see you in his live, you being blocked and all that other stuff. So that I had that. But then also I changed my format of my show. I didn't like all that disgusting talk. We had people talking about they would do stuff to people in wheelchairs. They will assault people and all this stuff. And when I would listen to stuff on my playback, I'm like, oh my God. And I tell you, you can't listen to your stuff on your own creation, on your own. What limit say? Oh, I don't watch my lives because he himself knows it's disgusting. So when you're a content creator and you can't watch your stuff, how you going to ever get better? It's like an athlete. They have to watch film in order to understand where their weakness is, or where the weaknesses in the competition, or the weaknesses in their delivery, so that they can hone their craft and get better. Right? Right. You may not be if you watch your live, you may be better at acknowledging the chat, or you may be understanding that you're having too much dry air or dead air. So you have to watch your stuff. So when I was listening to my stuff, I hear all this crazy ass shit, and I'm like, no, 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 I can't do that. Then at the time, Mama YouTube came, and I told y'all at that time we had live moderators from YouTube coming into our show. At that time, you could actually see them come in. If y'all was around at that time, y'all know that. Y'all know. So when you have a live moderator from YouTube come into your show, what does that mean? You're being monitored, you're being watched, right? Because somebody's flagging you or whatever, but you got to be at least take the notion of the fact that, yo, okay, I'm on somebody's radar. Somebody's watching me. Something has happened to cause these people who are employed through Google to come watch my show to see what's going on. They're not there as fans. And I started even cursing them out. I said, why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering me? I said, there's thousands of other pages on millions of pages on YouTube. Why are you bothering me? Right? So that's something in itself to have people want to get you actual YouTube moderators on your page. So I said, you know what? They're changing their rules, they're adapting, and plus you gotta remember we in the pandemic. Okay? We in the pandemic. So I said, no, I'm gonna change my format of my show. Sorry, not sorry. Because there's some people who are there who are here for the chaos, who are here for the nasty demonic talk. And I wasn't about that. I wasn't about that. So I said, no, we're not doing that. I put in all kind of rules. People come to my curse jar, all that, drop, flush, all that. I had to tighten up because YouTube was tightening up, and I wasn't gonna let that take me out the game. So that's the two major changes that I did. Like I made those changes. I made those changes, and obviously to this day, Lemon stayed around, right? Because Lemon over there, he said I was boring. Oh, you're so boring. If I was so boring, why were you watching me? I didn't know you. I didn't come to you. I knew nothing of a Drew. I knew nothing of a Lemon. Y'all came over here. So obviously, if I'm having 400 or 500 before I even knew of you, it wasn't you that made me pop. So get that shit out of your fucking head, bro. This was a well-oiled machine before you hopped your happy-go-lucky ass on my link. I didn't ask you to come on my link. Now I'm a good-hearted, natured person, so I tolerated you. I did tolerate you. Okay, I did. Because I'm not mean like that. I'm not mean. I had a pen. After I do my commentary in my world news, and you dumb nigga, because you are a dumb nigga. Anytime you gonna sit up here and criticize somebody who's giving you real world news, and you ain't gotta sit through it, and they're doing it in a way in which you get to it, I know you a dumb student. I know you stupid. You mad because I'm talking about cryptocurrency, stocks, world. You mad and said nobody wants to hear about that. No, you don't want to hear about that because you are a dumb nigga. And I'm gonna call you. That's what a nigga is. Somebody who gets mad at being educated. I'm providing in a format that's fun and engaging, so you can stay your dumbass can stay abreast on what's going on in this world. So when it does hit you, you don't get all shocked and mystified. But you want to stay broke and you want to stay poor. I put a lot of bands in people's hands. I turn people onto a lot of stuff by them listening to my live. They're like, oh shit, maybe I should get into this stock. Maybe I should listen to this. Maybe I should look over here. Are you okay? That's your problem. You want to stay with the dumb shit that don't matter in life, but the real shit you need to pay attention to, like your health, like your liver, like your eye. I'm sure King Payne, that boy over there said he sent all these photos to King Payne. I wonder what King Payne thought of those photos after he saw your eye. Were you covering up your eye? Were you covering up your mouth? Did you do it with a do rag on or a do rag off? Because at some point in that show, they're gonna sit up there and ask you to take off the do rag. You're gonna be in a whole confessional. But what's under that do rag? And I bet your ass gonna be looking like George Jefferson. Cause I don't know why you got that Pablo Escobar mustache. Who the hell you? That shit looks so creepy. That looks so your Pablo Escobar mustache. It looks so creepy. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You kind of look like a Pedialyte, to be honest. With them recent photos that come out, I'm like, who the? I'm like, oh, don't leave him around your children. Yeah, I'm saying it. Since you want to say shit about me, I'm gonna say all the shit about you with no reservation. Because we could play this game do si do, round and round. Shake your ass to the ground. Your disrespectful ass. You talking about, oh, he didn't make me. Bitch, I never said I made your dumb ass. Because what you portrayed over here, you's a fake and a fraud. I don't want no claim to what you doing now. That shit is not marketable. You would have got discarded like your buddy, that dessert that was over here, who was highly disrespectful and envious. Both y'all niggas were envious. You just kept it on mute for a while. He couldn't. Talking about I'm selfish. Fuck nigga, you selfish. You not once asked how you could sit up here and be add more of a contribution than you already did. You selfish. How you think 5A? That's why they don't let you sit on their links. Because then when you that's why I say you gotta sometimes keep people off your stage. Sometimes you gotta keep the door closed. Because when you nice to people and you allow them to sit on your stage because night after night because they ain't got no life, they can always say, where the hoes at, living? You this Casanova, but where the hoes? You won't never talk about being with a woman. Goosey up there challenge you about you ain't got never got no Uzi. And you like, no, yeah, I did. I got some 2 weeks ago. You'll never count on acting lie like that. You just go on to something else. I'm like, damn, you ain't gonna even lie and say you got some Uzi. You ain't gonna even lie. You ain't gonna even fake the manhood. But going back to him saying I'm selfish. I always say this was a one man show. This was a one man production. There was no plans to have it be a 2 man show. You just hopped your ass up on this link night after night. And I'm like, okay, it's an open panel, so be it. Right? And it's kind of crazy you hopped your ass up so much that people thought that you should be entitled to what came with the show. But once again, like King Payne say, y'all ain't put no money into the show. You put no money into the graphic artists. You put no money into the producers that I asked to produce the music. You didn't do nothing to the brand that I tried to build out for you. Don't you talk about the oh, I don't like the commercial. We had a whole lemon commercial for that dumb nigga because we saw that he was. Now, if I was really selfish, I would have pushed your ass off the stage and stomped on your head and told you you no longer allowed on the stage and made up for whatever reason I wanted to, like most of the content creators do when they feel that somebody is becoming more popular than they did. No, I didn't do that. I made merchandise. I made all this stuff because you were getting your own following, but you just can't jump to have your own following. There has to be a part. There has to be some kind of format to that to have you successfully launch because you saw what happened when you didn't successfully launch, right? Why don't you tell them about all the hiccups that you had because you were too scared to go live or didn't have faith in yourself? Women will always say, "Oh, they thought I would fail." No, you thought you would fail. We up here having mock lives for him before he go live so he could do well in his, on his original live, and then he failing at that. Then he telling me he go live. Okay, I'm anticipating to go live, and it don't happen. No, you don't believe in yourself. It's not other people. And you like to say, oh, people thought I would fail. People thought, limit. How many times did I maybe drop off because I had a poor connection and the live just sat dead air? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. I know this fool ain't just sitting up here not carrying on with the show, not carrying the show on. Right? What's up, Love Blake? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. And I'm like, yo, like, this is your time to shine, right? Because if I had put ODS in that situation, ODS would have seized the opportunity to take that dead airspace and went on and carried on live and talk about what he wanted to talk about to show that he better than me and he ready for his spot. Right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like you weren't ready. How you gonna sit up here and say like, oh, like you failed at that? And that was so disappointing. All the times I talk and they say, oh, Lemon, Sir King trying to control Lemon. Lemon need to do his own shit. I was like, damn, I would have sat up there and taken that moment to show, hey, I can outdo Sir King. I'm going to start my own show. But you're going to sit up there and say, oh, I was ready for my show. I decided to pack my bags and go. Lemon, you cannot do an hour show by yourself. And that's a 100. So you can't say, oh, you decide. I got so much to say. So, yeah, okay. You failed at the dead air test. The dead air test, because all it was dead air. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in the back. I'm trying to get started. Like, I can still access my YouTube, but I can't actually like, get on my StreamYard. And I'm trying to do all the stuff. I'm sitting there and they're like, dead air. You ain't saying shit. You ain't talking about your day. You ain't talking about what's going on. You ain't talking about no Taco Bell. You ain't talking about nothing. It's just dead air. And I'm like, what? That's how I knew you weren't ready. You weren't ready. You say you ready, but you ready. You ready to be the co-host because that's the co-host is the easiest job on the land. It requires no preparation. All you gotta do is just talk about what you want to talk about, or leech off of what the content creator is talking about at that time. Right? So and you talking about I'm selfish? No, 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 no. And I'm paranoid? No, 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 no. I would have if that was the case, you would have been long gone. You would have been long fucking gone. But like I say to this day, Lemon that y'all see today ain't the same person that he was over here. He ain't. He wasn't. He can sit there. Oh, I always had it in me. Okay, well, if you always had it, then you a fraud. You a fake. And like somebody put in the chat as I was watching, they had a great comment. They're like, "No, we supported you, Lemon, and we thought you were we thought that you were going to be the Lemon that you were at Sir King. Who we are seeing today is not that person. They're like you were drunk. We never knew that you were drunk and disrespectful like that. What's up? Just trying to figure it out. Appreciate you. And then on top of that, I don't respect you because you going around trying to siphon people for other areas. What I did, I never went out to other areas. I never. Because I know when you venture into other neighborhoods, there's different rules. There's different rules. There's different rules. And you got to be careful with all the people you deal with. Everybody ain't for you. So I'm not, your numbers are not true, authentic numbers, beef sector numbers. Right? I don't think that's like, I don't, it's weird in a way. Yeah, you can say, okay, he went and did that, but if you got to go and siphon other areas, then that means your true area don't fuck with you like that. And that's on 100. So you got to sit up here and see, why don't my area really feel me like that? We don't feel you like that. Because the lemon they came to know over here ain't the lemon that's being portrayed over there. Because trust and believe, if you were acting like a donkey like you did now on my platform at that time, I would have kicked your ass up a long time ago. And I sit up here and say, with your disrespectful ass, Avatar Nation Sir King made you. Meaning the people got to know who you are, and you even had to sit there and admit that on your live. Yeah, I can't. And then you gonna sit there and say, "Oh, I would have hopped on somebody else's link." No, no, not with the frequency in which I gave you. People would have been like, okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye, bye, Lemon. Thank you for your time. That's what would have happened, and you would have probably been a fruit in some other sector instead of over here. How you think you selfish? How you think you gonna sit up here and just disappear for months and months and months on end, and then because y'all gotta understand our relationship. I never asked that man to hit my link one time. Not like, oh, come help me. I need you. Where are you? No, I never did that because that's what people like to do and hold over your head. Oh, why you didn't come me? So when he left, I wasn't reaching out to him. I didn't reach out to him because he wasn't a paid employee. Why should I pay you when it's an independent operation and you started as a volunteer? You doing YouTube community service. Now you started to get blessed because, you know, people want to know your cash app. Did I hate on that? No, I hate on that. But back in my mind, I'm like, that's a bad business decision. That's a bad business decision because money that could have been used that was being put out, like King Payne says, for the production of the show was now being siphoned off somewhere else. And that's just 100 on that fact. And Lemon did get compensated when funds came in. Lemon got compensated. Lemon was compensated handsomely. And I hate to say it, even when we went over stereo. And that's where I felt like, okay, that's when the real rift shifted. That's when there became a real rift when we stopped going over stereo. Because he was mad that we weren't going over stereo. Right? I don't know if he ran out of money. I don't know what happened. But when he came back or something and he found out we weren't back on stereo, he got upset. He was angry. And I'm like, no, I don't fuck with them. because you're not privy to what they were doing to me in the back end. They were sending the blackmailing me to the or to the blackballing me to the creators of stereo, saying I was doing this and staying doing that. And I don't care how lucrative or how successful I was over there, you don't treat people a certain way. They were withholding my check because everybody else getting paid from the B sector except for me. I'm like, because they were withholding my stuff because of what people were saying. They were mad that I was taking people over in the middle of the night. They were saying that we had bots. Why they only come in the middle of the night? Something's not right. No, I ain't no damn bots. My shit was 100% authentic and genuine, right? And then y'all, they B said to come over there acting a donkey, and they sat there and found a way to keep y'all out. To keep y'all out. That's a history lesson for y'all. What's up? I'm gonna say hello to you, but what's up? Just trying to figure it out. Thank you for hitting the link uh, yesterday or today. Ron P says yes, he's a totally different guy now. He sure is. DVD, what's up, DVD? He says they got him away from you and created a monster that they didn't know what to do with now because it's hard for them to shut him down. Exactly. The whole thing, the whole, let me understand the whole fan base. He was being propelled to cause separation. He was being pumped up to cause division over here. That was their whole plan. They didn't like him like that. They didn't like him like that. They were like, oh, if we could get him from Sir King, then Sir King numbers will fall. Or he would. No, I was like, no. And then on top of it, remember, the world opened up. This was a pandemic. How am I gonna sit up here and stay on YouTube and the world opening up? People who were on YouTube now going back outside, going back to their jobs, going back to. So you got to be with the world because YouTube is not loyal. YouTube don't give you no benefits. YouTube don't give you no sick pay. Don't give you no vacation pay. They change their rules to benefit them. Only a fool will sit up here and stay loyal to something that's not loyal to them. You know? What's up, Brixton, babe? How you doing? Brixton said, I got paid. Thank you, Sir King. Oh, you're welcome. You know, obviously you had to be an active participant, but let's not forget that. How you gonna say somebody that where he said, I'm selfish? Selfish would have stood up here and said, no, Lemon, you can only speak for 15 minutes to get your ass off my fucking platform. That would have been selfish. Right? When Goosey came up there and told you about that brown sugar situation, and I told you leave that lady alone, and she gave you money, and I told you give that lady her money back because you don't know how you're gonna be implicated in the situation. You don't know what was going on with that lady in her real life. Then you turn out to find out she a whole nutcase. A whole nutcase. But it's always about Lemon. Always about what Lemon want. Fuck everybody else. Fuck even Lemon. But as long as he get whatever he want at that moment, then it's okay. Told you to leave that lady alone, but you did. Anyway, what's up, Destiny Rain? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let me see who else dropped down. What's up, Love Blake? I hope you're doing well. All is good in your hood. Sherman that says yes, that's SKU. Yeah, and I do feel in hindsight, I do feel that. But I never felt like I didn't feel like that Negro would be who he is today. I just did. But like they say, you never know someone. I'm just wondering, how did he create your show when half the time he didn't even know what was going on? I'm mystified by that too. He's like, I made it pop over there. I made it pop. No, what you did was you made my absence not pop. Every time and I'll keep telling y'all again, every time he went on those tirades, those cursing tirades, and ooh, I like when lemon go off. My video will be yellow. And yellow. And like I told you, at that time, it took days for YouTube to come back and review the video to make it turn green. So that means lost revenue. So I used ooh, I made it pop. No. Just like they over there restricting your child, restricting your video now. Or adult aid, whatever they call it, adult restricting your video. Because YouTube ain't gonna tolerate that mess. And that's gonna hurt your pockets. And I don't understand when he gonna control that. But like I told somebody today, once you control, once you start a brand like that, you can't shift. You can't shift. What's the other point I want to make? Going forward, you did not make my show. You said my show would have been. My show started out, if you want to say boring, but it still appealed to the masses. Okay, I did not need you. I did not need you. I did not. I'm gonna say it again. I did not need you. I had a whole show, night after night, production. Dude, we have Natasha Milan, great man, Snappy, William Caruzas, with 5A stopped by one time. What? Who else stopped by? We had a plethora of people. Bertha Mae Jackson. We had a whole nighttime show that wasn't solely dependent on you. And let's not forget, you did leave, and the show kept on. Why don't you tell people that? Tell people why you left, because we still don't know why you left. The show kept on. The show kept on. You can't say the show stopped. Oh, because Lemon wasn't here. Or I had to shut down. Hell, the fuck no. It didn't. The show stayed on. Okay? And what's even more fucked up about it is you going to sit up here and try to say, oh, you packed up your bags and left. No, nigga. No. We help push you. We help you with your own independence, your own aspirations. Tell that story. Liar. Because it took you a hell of a long time to get your ass on. It sure did. Huh. People up here helping you so you can have a successful launch, so you don't freeze. You run around leaving your show trying. I never left my show to try to get somebody to hit my link. I, at the most, I would say maybe once or twice I did that because it was the topic of discussion. I felt it would be good to have them here. But you doing that nightly. You having a whole show, and then you sit up here running to get people to augment your broadcast. Are you okay? And like I say, you can't even do a show an hour by yourself. Hour by yourself, you can't even do a show. Accept that challenge. The only thing you go live every damn day. One day, go one day. Just do it. Just say, just title it all by myself, and see what happens. But you can't do that though. You don't have the discipline to. You don't have the strength to do it. You don't have the focus to do it. You crazy. You don't even have. You don't even have the discipline or respect for your own mama. Your own mama, for your own mama's peace. Your mama, you said she can't even go home and be comfortable and beautified because of you. You don't even respect your mama. Why can't you go live in your car? Why? I mean, what, you banned from the car now? So what's the last one? The last one I want to say. Why you think you're doing big shit? You did it all the wrong way. You got many of stalkers out here trying to come to your demise. If I was King Payne, I wouldn't even, I would tell King Payne, look the long way. Look at what this man has said. Is that advertiser friendly? Because see, King Payne gonna have to get rid of you one day, right? You're not a long-term asset, to be honest, because of your actions that you said and the things that have come out of your mouth. Because you have to think of any time any kind of celebrity, real big time celebrity, would have said the things that you said. And we've known things have people have said things 20 years ago. And when it comes out, it still bites them in the ass and they get canceled or there's some ramifications and repercussions. So there's hours of you saying some of the most heinous, disrespectful, vile stuff about adults, women, the disabled, children. Don't you think, even from my eyes, some of what these people have done, don't you think they're going to take it opportunity to share that with brands and networks that you know may be affiliated with this production? So you fucked up your own self. Like you keep saying, like, "Oh, I made it pop and this and that. And I got the juice and I got the." No, you don't. That's why you maybe need to go outside sometime and understand, or maybe you need to read the rules and the news that you say is boring. See, when you read and you understand what's going on, you know how to act. You know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in the public domain. You can act a donkey as much as you want in your private time or offline or in your house. But when you spewing that in the public domain across airwaves on videos, that's considered the public domain. So when you do that, that's archived, recorded, stored. You don't think that's going to come back to bite you? Now, if you wanted to stay in this little itty bitty area of the internet, okay, you might get away with that, right? Right. But from what I saw, the receipt I saw, YouTube restricted your video for overly suggestive sexual content. Mm, mm, mm. Right. The Search King scared. Sir King paranoid. No, I ain't scared. I ain't paranoid. I know the fucking rules. You listen to a man that say he's a pastor, got 7 degrees, Gen X, whatever you want to call him, and lost 18,000 jobs due to YouTube. That's the last person I would take advice from. Because what is his body of work? What is his body of work? He lost numerous stable job opportunities due to an application. He giving you advice. Be careful who you get advice from. Okay. Because YouTube is the only thing he has control of, it seems, in his life. That's the only place he can tell somebody to get down or pay up or pay down or pay this or pay that or whatever. Right? But look at all that it cost him. Just take a step back. Look at all that it cost him. Ask yourself, why is a man traveling an hour and a half to go to work? He don't live in no farm town. San Antonio's booming. Booming with opportunity. But so why are you going an hour and a half just for and then an hour and a half up and an hour and a half back? It's like you drive an hour and a half up Monday and then get housed Monday through Thursday and then drive back on Friday. Hmm. But go back to you. You hard headed and you like to play a child. He can't even be real about his age. He want to say he was 29. Sad. Because he don't want to grow up. He wants to be a child. He wants to stay a child. But one day you want to have to grow up. Life gonna make you grow up. One day or another, life is gonna make you grow up. And then the other thing about it is that going back to your content is not advertiser friendly. See, ask King Payne, who pay the bills? The advertisers. Not King Payne. Not King Payne. The advertisers pay the bill. So you're not advertiser friendly. And if you decide to flip the switch again and become advertiser friendly, well, now you got your past haunting you. Because see, what you had over Avatar Nation was a good image. Like somebody said, you had a good thing going in Avatar Nation. They liked the Avatar Nation limit. But then you said, oh, you had to switch it on, do your big one and demon time and da 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 da. No. People don't want to hear that. You cursing out women, you talking about, you don't know who you hitting in your audience. I always say he sound like he a wife beater with the way he talk and the way he curse. I said, Lemon, watch your tone, watch how you speak, because that resonates. Words have power. But YouTube is the only sense of power that he has in his life. He don't tell you nothing that he got going on. He don't tell you that he go to the gym. All he'll tell you is that he went to the Chipotle to the liquor store. That's his only two favorite attractions: Chipotle, the liquor store, Taco Bell, Popeyes. Hmm. What else you got going on in your life? Nothing. Oh, I went shopping for my mom or my family. What else? Because they were saying, well, with King Payne, they want somebody doing something with their life. What you go? Oh, it's a virtual. And what clips they gonna show from you? You cursing out people? Oh, this man said he gonna beat people ass. You better get the volunteering down at the community. You better be getting with the maintenance man and picking up trash, saying you doing community service that you give back, so they have some fucking narrative to spin on you. Well, you know how they do the background and the community. Oh, he hails from Kansas, Missouri, and he's been in education for 14 years, and he is the soccer coach for the boys soccer team. They ain't say shit about you. Oh, he walks his dog with teleport in his right and his left hand. He has to wear special bifocals because one eye's open and one eye's closed. He's currently in an experimental hair program to restore hair follicles because he is experiencing male pattern baldness. But just to King Payne, you need to worry about what's going to be his introduction to the show. Right? Because all the other women can say, "Oh, they are mommy of three or something like that." You know, they're on the PTA, and they're the soccer van mom. But what can they say about you? You don't even have a background story. Lady Snoop, you can say, "Oh, she was a former educational teacher. She was an aspiring DJ." I mean, or a rapper. She got some backstory. But what you got? I mean, I'm serious. That is what the producers and the writers of the show have to think about. How are we going to serve this up to him to just not make it seem he's an alcoholic and a bum off the street? You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just I don't know. What Lemon, what do you what I mean, I'm not gonna ask you what your life accomplishment is or what your life goals are. 'Cause I don't think you have any. But now you're trying to get yourself in a show. Listen, stay a basic nigga. Just stay as a drunk who dog don't even like them, who mama don't even like them, and you'll be okay. But now you're trying to elevate yourself to a platform of more scrutiny. You have not produced a product of significance. Yours is a debauchery, one that you two don't even approve of. So how you feel that now you don't do an about face? But once again, you're going to have this content out there that people are going to send to major advertisers saying, "Do you really want this man advertising your brand because of the things that you said?" And it will be only stupid for an advertiser to get to acknowledge that because of our social media viral space that we're on. Because if they don't pay attention to it, then some of these chaos starters will get on a major platform or something like that and just start circulating that shit till it gets traction, and then you'll be off the show. Like, I really do feel like you'd be good for 1 or 2 episodes. Just use you up like a dirty rag. See, if I was King Payne, I would just use you up like a dirty rag. Since you want to say I'm selfish, I'm gonna show you how I can be selfish. And I'm a businessman, so I can understand how I could use someone like you. And I'm not afraid to say use because you said I'm selfish. So I'm gonna show you how I can be selfish. I will include you on the show. I'll let you be one of the candidates, but I'll get your ass the fuck off in the first or 2 episodes. Therefore, I will get all the traction that you bring over so that you say, since you're the king of the sector, just get you off. Or I may just have you just play with your heart and have you make it to like the final round and then you not win. And then, because to be honest, going forward, and I hate to say this, you're like, Sir King, you are so fucking wrong. But I have to be real. Because they're talking about bringing Shaquille to the show. Right? And honestly, looking at a longevity standpoint, if I was in King Payne shoes and I had to do who was more talented, I would say Shaquille is more talented. Right? Because I know he could play He don't mind being performative. Lemon, you're one dimensional. Meaning, all you could do is the big bad booger wolf. That's all you are. Is the big bad booger wolf. I know you could curse. I know you could get drunk. I know you could maybe potentially throw hands like Shanae, and that's it. Oh, and number four, I know you could cry on cue and cry. Those are the four things. But with Shaquille, at least know he could maybe try to be a rapper. He could sing. He could put on a costume. He could maybe dance. He don't mind. You know, putting in work to go to the gym. You haven't even shown us if you got a dumbbell. Well, we know you dumb as a bell, but you haven't even showed us if you can lift a dumbbell. I'm just saying. Mm, anyway, I don't know. I'm sure you sent King Payne your report card too of like what you getting an A and being a thespian or whatever drama class. I guess I don't know. Maybe you failed drama class. Did you even graduate high school? Child, don't let them be a part. He's a fail. He is a college dropout. Because you know they get all into your background, Lemon. All in your background, and they put it out there. Child, I don't know. Nobody believes she's a teacher. Way too illiterate. She said she worked at the daycare, right? That's what she said from rumor. She said, "Oh, she had to go back because she's a daycare." We know he could cuss. Brixton Bay says Shakim is an entertainer. I can see him on reality TV. I can to some degree. He just got to get rid of them sabotaging ways, though. Sir King, can you answer where the hoes at? Goosey been asking him in indirect ways, and he just keeps diverting. I'm like, damn. I mean, you ain't even put. That's weird. Like, I mean, a man normally, if he ain't getting with nobody, he even fake he getting with people. People, he ain't faking it. He like, next question, next question. I'm like, what? You ain't even Big Man TV got a blow up doll. Anyway, anyway, anyway. Billy T says inviting people to his mom house is crazy. I know. People memories be really skewed. They do. They remember what they want to remember. Yeah. So I don't know. It's something ain't right. But let me like, John, when you can up for dragons, John, and when you cross your legs like a flamingo, I was like, oh hell, like, David, I'm just telling you, be careful what you ask for because you're about to be put on front street. Even if this shit don't get, I don't even say it's not gonna get picked up, but even if like, you know, what audition tape are you gonna, what, David, what you gonna do when they ask you to take off that do rag? Excuse me, sir. Can you please remove your do rag? We have to see you in your whole totality, right? The advertisers want to see what you look like from in your full form. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Have you thought about that? And then, I hope the pictures that you sent to King Payne were the one from 18 years ago when you were an internet boy. I hope you didn't. I hope you sent him some current day photos, child. I hope you. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if King Payne was over there laughing his ass off when you sent him the pictures, boy. I really don't. I don't know if King Payne bust out like this. I don't know if King Payne did that. I'm sure he did because I know I might have. I don't know what is this? Oh Lord, he may invite you over there just like as a sense of gratitude. I don't know, child. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Like Lemon, you what they say, the light brings to what's in the dark. That reality TV show gonna bring a lot to light, Lemon. Lemon, I suggest you bring a safe. Then I suggest you bring a safe and a football helmet, okay? Because child, everybody gonna be trying to snatch off that do rag, okay? And then they gonna be trying to get in your stuff like you try to get in Shakim's. So you need to sit up there and bring you a safe. Now I don't know how you gonna get that to 2ESA. What's up, Barry Addison? How you doing? Good to see you. I don't know how you gonna get that to TSA. I don't know, but yeah. Mm. Child, that's why I say you gotta be careful how you talk to people. Like, you know what? And you should just do a reveal like Jay Wilson did. When Jay Wilson knew he about to get busted, he just came and said, "You know what, guys? I'm this and I'm that." Lemon, you just need to do a reveal and say, you know what, guys, I have male pattern baldness, and this is what I look like without my do rag, and just get it over with. So nobody ain't trying to do that to you at the show. That is what that. See, I'm still giving him advice. See, I see, and he said I'm selfish. Well, I'm gonna be unselfish and say, Lemon, you need to have a reveal live and just show everybody what's under that do rag. Get it over with, because they gonna have bounties on your head, literally, to get that do rag. And Ghetto talking about he gonna finance Shaquille to go. Hey, they asked me if I want. I said if I wanted to be on the show. I said hell no. I said no. They're like, are you up there to? I was over on King Payne. Y'all go with not King Payne. I was over there on King Roman News Channel. Y'all go check that out. And they thought I was hitting the link to be on the show, and I'm like, no. Avatars can't be on the show. This is a human. This is a human operation production. Okay, no avatars can be on the show unless Pizarro gonna do her big one and she show up, and then whatever. But no, I ain't on no show. No, sorry. No, sorry. I can't be no Flavor Flav. All right. So yeah. So that's all I really wanted to say. To be honest, Lemon, I'm far from selfish. Okay. Mm. And I always would say, if it wasn't for me, there would be no lemon. And you think you could have hopped on people's panels? At that time, they were very beer. They were very in tune to people over trying to overtake their show. So that would have worked. You weren't ready. I love how people like to say, "Oh, but you weren't ready. You were not ready. You still not ready." Because if you were ready, you would sit up here and understand that people coming for you, left, right, front, and center. And some people are just waiting and being patient. And don't forget, you up here got a court case coming up, right? All right, what? You got a hit. That's the thing. You got a hit and run, bro. You got a hit and run that's active, I guess. I don't know. I don't doubt. But I'm sure they ain't been over. And you said you needed 20K. So, like I said, maybe that was the 20K in damages you caused to that property that was part of the judgment that maybe the court has said that you need to pay before a certain date. I don't know. But it's all coincidental. So if you winning and then you the king of the sector, but why are you not the king of your damn life? You ain't the king of your court case. Be the king of that. Be the king of the real world. Because this online shit go on and it off. On and it off. The real world don't go away. There's ramifications and repercussions in the real world. And that's a real world situation. So you're gonna have to do some form of restitution, ain't you? They ain't gonna just let you sit up here and nearly, and that's why you got to say you drinking Red Bulls because it's probably part of your court order not to be consuming no alcohol. But what do I know? I don't know, child. You may walk back up into the damn hearing drunk as a skunk, right? You might be bicycling everywhere. Who knows? I don't know. But but like I said, if you act a donkey like you do over here, you would have been gone. I told you I got rid of the other boy, so I wasn't dealing with that. You're gonna be disrespectful on a thing I created. Shit, I sold merchandise, bitch. I created merchandise that had people buying the shit. You didn't come up with no idea like that. Okay, let's keep it more of 100. If you was really a boss, you be putting load of work, having her design stuff for you so that you can sell stuff on. That's why I'm saying like you ain't even capitalizing on what you got going on, right? You not even capitalizing, but then again, you ain't you here. You just there for the shits. You're not there for the giggles. You just there for the shits, not for the giggles. People are giggling at you, but you there for the just shit. You just shit. Sitting up there going out, you two taking your money. You you two taking your money. They making money off of you taking money off you two. So anyway, hard head, make a soft behind. Anyway, if anybody believes he's drinking energy drink, they must be drunk. Yeah, but they get lying again. Then again, lying again. Lying again. And the sad part about Lemon, you gotta think about long term. What's your future gonna look like? You gonna be in front of the liquor store with liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver. But that whole thing is he's drinking his sorrows. Something happened, he did something. Something happened, he did something. And it's hard for him to live it. And he only comes to like that. Like what King Roman, King Roman. You hear his panel. Somebody said he had King Roman sitting back there for 10 minutes. I don't know if that's true. But when King Roman came up, it was like Lemon was trying to check King Roman, and he kind of wanted to fight King Roman, and he got rid of Goosey and said something like before he got rid of, he said, "I control this, and I determine this and this." Someone hinting at he would get rid of King Roman. I was like, "Oh shit, it's about to go down, down, down." Because it seemed like he was about to discard King Roman. I was like, "Shit, nigga, you about to fuck up." I'm like, you about to fuck up. But he was being rude. And the thing is that I want to say with that, YouTube is the only thing Lemon has in his life that he has control of, that he has power. Let me say that again, that he has power. The only place he can sit up there and curse at people and tell them how, he's in control. This is that. I'm like, huh? And King Roman had to sit up to them tell him, like, yo, you mean. And he's a nasty kind of mean, too. A nasty mean. Nasty mean person. But you put that out there, you gonna get it back. But it's your mama cursing your ass out. How degrading is that? You go from trying to be Billy Big Ass online, curse people out, dog people out, but then your mama, G check you in front of everybody, and you got to turn into Luther Vandross so people don't hear what your mama say. Uh, 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 uh. But you a king. But you the king of the beast sector, yeah. What's up, room shaker, child? Child, baby, honey. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's crazy, man. You know, knowing somebody gonna chin check your ass. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I'll let y'all go, child. But that's what I gotta say. Every time he sits up there and says something, and thank you for the people keeping me informed, because I do not watch him. I do not watch him. I don't watch that shit. I don't watch that shit. Only time I watch that shit is it's something if it's something major going there. I don't do that. Put yourself in my position. How you gonna sit up there, somebody you open the door to, now thinking that they the big shit, you know? And I just say, and I live by it. Be careful who you open the door to. You know, be careful of that. Be careful of that because they prepare themselves or juice themselves off of your energy. What you put in your sweat equity, your brain, your intellect, they propel themselves to. And Goosey, I appreciate Goosey for keeping him honest. Cause Goosey's like, nah, you weren't keeping it popping over there. Like, no, no, you weren't. No. And I think the rarity of you popping off is what people got people really like lusting or thirsting for you to go on your own. But now I see a lot of people wishing that, like, yeah, he wasn't who he thought he was. You know, because I mean, I look at your chat. Your chat ain't really bisected. So then you're great for the other areas. You're great for all them other areas that love that kind of chaos. But we ain't about that degradation and vow talk. You know, to be honest. But, yeah. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Y'all have a great day. Be the change you want to see in the world. Please don't know the live as y'all exit. Also, if you want to, feel free to send a gesture dollar sign so I can crowd. Please pay attention to what's going on in the world because it's a lot going on right now. You know, Trump may be sitting up here fluffing or bluffing, but at the end of the day, they're gonna try to get Greenland. Somebody gonna get Greenland. So pay attention to that. They may work something out, but yeah, it's still sensitive at that. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Be the change y'all want to see in the world, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all. Have a good one.
Stress turn you into a mess. Live this night carefree. Bills got you stressed, a nigga away from that mess and dance on then with zest. Shake your hips as if you don't give a shit. Let the spirit in the air. Shake your hair as if you don't have a care. Move your feet like you rush into the last seat. Live this night carefree and be who you want to be. Forget their expectations for your relations and their opinions because they are just minions. Take your soul and let it grow. Dance to the beat before you strive to compete. Live this night carefree. Do like the army says and be all you can be. Be young cheaters if you just had a cold beer. Let this night be safe so you can see how great life can be. So you can see how great life can be, can be, can be. Dance that body to the ground, yeah. Dance that body to the ground, all the way to the ground. As you enjoy the night and show the world that you are carefree, 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 carefree. As you enjoy the night and show the world that you are carefree, 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 carefree. Be all you can be all you can be. Because you are number one and not the two or three. Not the two or three. Number one, number one. You are number one. Carefree, carefree, carefree. Number one, you are number one. Carefree, carefree, carefree.
All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Take care. Thank you to my wonderful moderators. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for my Avatar Nationalists, my members, and all y'all who engaged in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Take care. Have a good one. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.